Okay, on Be Something Wonderful, drop every process except this one. Shockingly fast results. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Powerful video today. This comes on the heels of a session I had yesterday with a client when I talked to her the first time. What we really talked about was the story she was telling, right? The story of the things that she didn't want, right? She was imagining, she was affirming, she was listening to subliminals, she was even scripting. But the story, the thoughts that she was having all day long were forming around what she didn't want, what she wanted to change. Do you hear this? It's not like you have to chase and chase your old thoughts out or control them. It's just you got to stop forming a story around those unwanted thoughts. You got to let them die on the vine, right? And you got to simply let go of the old story. Let go of those dead thoughts, right? Then you start telling the new story, right? Then you start telling how you would like things to be, right? From that place of truth within. This is what she did. And she said, Tom, I'm shocked at how fast my life started shifting and changing, right? From her financial situation to a romantic situation to even her body appearance, all started shifting, all started changing as she just dropped those dead thoughts. She stopped building a story around those unwanted thoughts, right? That she formerly called intrusive. And I told her, even stop calling them intrusive. They're just thoughts. And stop building a story around them that now the thoughts become intrusive thoughts. And you start focusing on them. She just dropped it, right? So remember, we've talked about this before, but never like we're going to talk about today. Make your inner conversation match your fulfilled desire. Neville got it, right? But very often, we give life to those unwanted thoughts. We start building a story around those unwanted thoughts, right? Instead, tell the story of how you would like it to be within, right? Let go. Simply stop holding on to the unwanted thoughts and stories of non-fulfillment, right? Let go. Stop holding on to them, and they will die on the vine, right? Old stories and dead thoughts will die on the vine. Right? A Course in Miracles calls them dead thoughts. I love that, right? Starve them of attention and focus, and the old stories and dead thoughts will fall away, right? We're always telling a story from the past. As we look at conditions, we're telling a story of the past. Drop all that. You're in the moment now. You're always in a new moment, right? So let's hit this a little bit more. Don't effort or struggle to get rid of the unwanted thoughts and old story. Because why? That's what she was doing at first, right? By trying to force things through scripting and subliminals. Nothing wrong with any of those processes. They're all powerful. But if you're doing it to get rid of unwanted conditions, unwanted thoughts, and unwanted old story, now you're holding on to those things. Do you see it? When you try to get rid of, you're holding on to. And so don't hold on to it. Once you let it go, it falls away. Once you stop efforting and struggling against it, and just let them be there, and drop the story around them, they have to die on the vine, right? Focus on what you want and how you would like things to be with love and gratitude, and divine momentum within will do the rest. That's what she felt. That's why she said it was shocking how fast. Why is it shocking? Because that's divine momentum, right, going her way. It's picking it up and bringing her the rest of the way. When imagination matches your inner speech to fulfill desire. This is Neville got it. When imagination matches your inner speech to fulfill desire, there will be a straight path in yourself from within out. And the without will instantly reflect the within to you. Wow. Do you hear this? Remember, your total life experience are the thoughts you're thinking and the story you're telling about those thoughts right now. So that outer world has to change. You have to see it differently immediately. Do you see it? You can't sit there and go, well, I don't. Because now you're telling a story that it doesn't work for me. I don't see it. I don't understand how to change my story. What does that mean? What's the practical, Tom, what does that mean in practical steps? All of that is justifying your limitations because you're always telling a story. You're always holding on to something. Let it all go. Hold on to your wish fulfilled if you want to hold on to anything. And you don't even have to hold on to that because you are already fulfillment, right? When imagination matches your inner speech to fulfill desire, there will then be a straight path in yourself from within out. And the without will instantly reflect the within for you. It has to. Your total life experience is that story. So your total life experience, hear this, changes when the story changes immediately. Do you hear this? And then when you look out, the conditions look different to you. And I'm not just saying theoretically. I'm saying they are different because you are reality. The question is, look, you're writing the movie, you're directing it, you're acting in it. The question is, if you don't like the movie, if that movie is now unwanted, project a new movie, put it in a new film role. Stop resisting the script or the projection or the reflection and create a new image by a new story. Match that image to your fulfilled desire. And that becomes your total life experience right now. That's big. So there is an invisible, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-present connection, or vine, as it says in Scripture. We're going to talk about this. Neville Goddard talks about this. We're also going to talk about it. Between you and all that is in God. There's a connection to you, right? This is in John 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. What does that really mean? That means that it comes through you. You're the vine. You get to determine the story you're telling, the thoughts you're thinking, the story around those thoughts, right? You can leave all unwanted thoughts aside. Stop building a story, right? And then the Father, that power within you, will prune away the dead branches. We'll let the old story falls away. The old thoughts fall away, right? I am is your awareness. It's your higher self, right? I am the true vine. Your true spiritual identity as Christ consciousness. That's your higher power. That's in you. That is who you are, right? Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. The Father, the vine dresser, right? That higher power. Hear this. So every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it so that it may bear more fruit. Do you see it? So and the question is though, what fruit are you bearing? Because it could be wanted or unwanted, depending on what you are, the story you're telling yourself within. Do you hear it? You get to determine that. You get to determine if you're going to bear the fruit of your wish fulfilled or bear the fruit of the unwanted. That's big today. So, old stories, dead thoughts, and unwanted conditions will fall away and disappear from your experience as you starve them of your attention and light. Do you hear it? As you starve them, right? As you no longer, as the vine, as you no longer give those branches life, those unwanted branches, they'll no longer bear the fruit of unwanted conditions. Do you hear that? So old stories, dead thoughts, and unwanted conditions will fall away. The Father, right, that higher power, will no longer give it life. That power, that higher power that works through you, right, will disappear from your experience and you starve them of your attention and light. Your imagination, your inner world is the vine. I am the vine. Your inner talking, your thoughts, your stories, your images are the branches. And the conditions and events in 3D reality are the fruit. So you've got to decide you are the vine. You are imagination. You get to determine what thoughts, stories, and images you will project. Yes, all thoughts will be there. But you get to determine which ones you're going to give life to. Which ones you're going to feed with your attention, with your light, right? And the conditions and events then will bear fruit, right? They are the fruit. I am the vine. You are the branches. He who abides in me, I in him, he bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Apart from that vine, apart from your higher power, you are all of it. Do you see it? There's no outside power. You don't have to fight against conditions, right? So Imagination can not only bring things into being, it can take things away. It can uncreate whatever it creates. Big statement by Neville Goddard. Do you hear this? And how do you uncreate it? By stop giving it life. Stop giving it attention. Stop giving it your inner attention, your inner life, your inner thought. Right? As you remember, stop creating a story around the unwanted thought of the things that you don't want. Right? Every condition and every event that you experience and see is created in your thought. It is all in your head. That's where that expression comes from. It's all in your head. Every condition, every event, all the fruit that you experience and see is created in your thought. So that's why when you change the story around the thought, right? When you create a new story, you create an entirely new life experience right now. Where? Within. That must be reflected without, because that becomes your entire life experience. Remember, everything's mental. These conditions don't exist apart from your thought about them, from your story about them, from your mental state of being, right? Let go of the thought, the story, the unwanted, and it's gone. Right? It's gone. Let go of it and it's gone. Let go of it and it's gone. Let go of it and it must disappear. It must die on the vine. It must fall away. It's no longer fed. It's no longer fed with your attention, with your light. Right? Tell only the story of how you would like things to be, and they will be in that moment. There's only now. And they will be in that moment. As soon as you change the story, you change everything right now. There's only now. We've talked about this many times, right? You change the whole matrix of reality right now as you tell a new story. So, and this is what Neville says, as we control our inner talking, matching it to our fulfilled desires, we can lay aside all of the processes. I talked about this in many videos. So powerful. You can lay aside all other processes. That's what he says. As you control your inner talking, matching it to your fulfilled desires, right? Matching it to your imagined image, right? Then you can let go of all other processes. Let all unwanted thoughts and stories go. As A Course in Miracles says, hold on to nothing. You are left with fulfillment. When you hold on to nothing, you're left with who you really are. You're left with the true you, the perfect you, the eternal you, right? When you have found the cause of the phenomena of your life, let every other belief go. Neville got it again. Do you hear this? There's a consistency here in Neville's message, right? You are the story. You are the life. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. That's you. I am. When you let go of all those other beliefs, when you let go of all those other processes trying to make things happen, you're left with who you really are. You're left with the fulfillment of what you want. Stop getting bogged down in thoughts, feelings, and conditions by trying to sort them out, reconcile them, correct them, change them, complain about them, and criticize them. Right? All of that keeps you focused on all of that is you holding on to it. You're not letting go of anything when you're trying to change them, when you're trying to make them better, when you're trying to find out what's going on, when you're trying to reconcile, correct, thinking that you need to do something, need to improve yourself. All of that, or criticizing or condemning or complaining about conditions or others. All of that keeps them in a mental grip and creates a story around them. A story of complaining, a story of criticizing, a story of trying to correct them, a story of trying to sort through them. I'm trying to sort through them. That's your story, right? So, your old story, dead unwanted thoughts, complaining, criticizing, waiting, wanting things to be different. Let all of that go. This is what Lester Levinson, who I've been pointing a lot to, and I think one of you on the Facebook group posted a video where Lester's talking. That's a great site if you want to listen to some of Lester's recordings. But this is what Lester says: let go of it, lock, stock, and barrel, and what is left over is the infinite you. Do you hear it? Let go of it. Let go of that past negativity. Let go of those past unwanted realities. Let go of those past conditions. Let go of it, lock, stock, and barrel, and what you're left with is the infinite you. right? But then you say, well, how can I when the creditors are calling and my ex is with someone else and my illness is, or my unwanted appearance is right in my face? That's what keeps you holding on, that question. Do you see it? That saying that, there's no way. There's no way. You've got to let go of that. Lock, stock, and barrel. Do you hear it? You can't see something different when you say, how can I, when the creditors are calling. Or when your ex is with someone else. Or when the illness or the unwanted body type is in my face. Right, the unwanted appearance. All of that is holding on. That's you holding on. That's you justifying your limitations. That's you saying that you're a victim of the projection of the movie that you wrote, directed, and are acting in. It's all you, right? That's you holding on. The conditions within are the only thing that matters. Tell the story of the infinite you. It's the inner world that matters. Tell that story. Form the story around what you want, how you would like things to be, the infinite you, right? That's what we're talking about today. This is what my client felt profoundly in her life. Shockingly, she said, right? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. Your imagination, your story, your inner talking, your assumptions, your beliefs are the only reality. That's the truth. That's the true nature of reality. Right? There's a screen of consciousness, of awareness that is untouched by the experience that you have of it. Remember, you get to determine the experience. The mind and the body are manifestations. They are creations. You create your mind, you create your body. All of it. And then you create within that the 3D world, the universe, and everything that you see projected out. You get to determine it. All of that is the only reality. You get to decide what reality is. Because there's only awareness, there's only love, but you get to decide how you're going to experience that love. How are you going to experience that consciousness, that awareness? You get to determine that. Your story and thoughts, your assumptions and belief is your entire life experience of that greater consciousness. All thought is limitation. So you might as well limit it to how you would like things to be. Tell it from that place of truth within. Do you hear it? All thought's limitation, right? So why not just tell it? Limit it to the things that you want, to the things how you would want things to be. Drop the doubt, drop the fear. That's all made up. That's all assumed limitation. Drop all that and limit it to the truth within you. That's what we mean by drop every process except this one. Shockingly fast results or shift. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being a part of Be Something Wonderful. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for turning your notification button on so you never miss a video. Thank you for considering joining our membership channel, which is a way for you to get extra and more exciting content. Eventually, we're going to have live streams and other content on that channel. But it's also a way for you to support the channel, if you would like. Guys, you can also visit on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. That's our organization page. We have a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors on Facebook, totally open to you. You can find us there on facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen, or just go to our website anytime at tomkaren.com or besomethingwonderful.com for all that information and more. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, see you soon.